For this video, we're going to look at solving an equation for a specified value. Our equation is s equals c divided by 1 minus r, and we want to solve that for r. So that means we want to get this r completely by itself on one side of the equal sign. Now the main issue in this problem, it's good that we only see it happen one time, but the main issue is that the r is found in the denominator. And anytime you're trying to solve for something that's in a denominator, you have to first of all get it out of the denominator to be able to isolate it on one side of the equal sign. So what we're going to have to do to get something out of a denominator is multiply both sides by that denominator. So we're going to multiply both sides of this equation by 1 minus r. And what that's going to cause is on the right hand side, the 1 minus r is going to cancel on top and bottom. On the left hand side, we're just going to have 1 minus r in parentheses multiplied by s equaling c. So you want to be sure the 1 minus r is in parentheses, because otherwise you may accidentally forget to distribute that s. So now there are multiple ways that we could solve this problem at this point. If we wanted to distribute the s to both of the terms on the left-hand side, that's perfectly okay. Or if you wanted to divide both sides by s so that we get the r out of the parentheses, that's fine too. That's the strategy I'm going to take for this particular problem, but whichever way you do it is still the right answer. So I'm going to divide both sides by s. And so the s is going to cancel on top and bottom on the left-hand side, and that's going to leave us with 1 minus r. And we don't need the parentheses anymore because there's nothing being multiplied by the 1 minus r. On the right-hand side, we have c divided by s. So now we're adding 1 to the left-hand side. We have positive 1 minus r. So let's go ahead and subtract 1 from both sides. And that's going to leave us with negative r on the left-hand side equals c over s minus 1. Don't try to combine those terms because they don't have common denominators at this point, so we just leave them as separate terms. Now the only thing keeping us from having r by itself is the negative out in front of it, so we're going to multiply both sides of this equation by negative 1. And so negative 1 times negative r is going to leave us with r on the left-hand side, and the negative, if you just want to leave that outside of the parentheses in front of the c over s minus 1, that's perfectly okay. If you're trying to match this, like let's say you're doing a multiple choice question and they distributed the negative inside, then you could go ahead and do that. You of course could find common denominators and combine the terms inside of the parentheses if you wanted to. But for a problem like this, I wouldn't do more work than you have to unless you're trying to match an answer. So r is equal to negative parentheses c over s minus 1. And that's your answer.